what an exciting time for Doncaster. You're up in the Championship. Last season when you were pushing for it, did you expect to get promoted? What were your expectations?
From last year, I think we probably always felt we were going to do it. I don't know if it was the 2 years previous, we didn't feel like we were quite ready. When I first signed at the club, there were a really good buzz about the place, and then COVID happened, and it's literally put us back 3 years. And it just felt that every year the fans were coming back, the team were getting better, and we were just building and building. Don't get me wrong, we had sticky patches throughout every year, but we finished the end of last year really strong. And I think when we got into them playoffs, I never thought we were going to lose, and it's easy to say now.
It's interesting that you mentioned the COVID period, because I remember that you had so much momentum at Doncaster, and then when COVID struck, as you said it took you back 3 years. I think you're absolutely right. But now that you've managed to kind of finally catch up, what are you thinking ahead of this Championship campaign?
Well, it's the first year we've actually gone into a pre-season with having every player fit, new players coming in, all those overseas boys back on board before Christmas. So from that point of view, it can only be a positive for us as a club. Everybody gets on really well. All the players love being there. It's an exciting time to be at the club, but also everybody just loves turning up training. It feels like we genuinely are all good mates. And I think that'll stand us in good stead. And it's just excitement. Genuinely is a lot of excitement around place.
You've been in the game for a long time. I want to ask you, because there's a lot of talk about IMG, what's going to happen next year, what sort of format it's going to be, how many teams are going to be there and everywhere. What do you think about the state of the game at the moment? Are you happy with where it's at? Do you think we can improve? What are your thoughts on it?
I definitely think it needs to change. Something needs to change. The competitions below Super League seem to have been forgotten more now than they ever have been. I thought the middle eights competition were a really good concept. And I don't think Super League ever thought that somebody would be able to get promoted from the middle eights, and obviously Lee did that. And I think that there were genuine excitement around the competition then. Whereas now, other than last year with Lee coming up and Derek doing what he did with the pre-match stuff, I think that a lot of teams could follow his lead, and it looks like Wakey are trying to do that. It just needs people to be in it for long haul, because they're probably not going to make a lot of money out of rugby league, but it needs the people to want to do it and to really push it forward from what their beliefs are.
You look at, for example, the Premier League or Football Championship, you get promoted obviously and relegated on sporting merit. Are you worried a little bit? Is there a risk that obviously when IMG comes in and it's all based on point system and how good your stadium is and things like that we could lose that sporting merit, that even if you can be the best team in the competition but not get promoted?
Yeah, definitely, that is true. But while ever there's no financial backing for the lower clubs to be full-time, or a lot of them to be full-time, the drop-off for the lower-end Super League, you're talking about people losing jobs. So I think from an IMG point of view and from a point system point of view, to be a more sustainable model and eventually get back to promotion and relegation where the funding is a lot more spread across the board rather than just being a big lump in one area and then everybody else gets a little nibble at rest. I think it's that part of it that don't really work well for rugby league. If we can get to a point where the financial burden is not too much, I think promotion and relegation is fantastic. I mean, like you said, look at it in football: 3 teams go up, 3 teams come down. We're 1 and 1, and realistically, the teams change, but the players the contracts become void and they just get cherry picked back. So the players actually never come out of Super League. It's just the clubs, and obviously you'll get the odd few that'll stay loyal, or vice versa.
Just on a completely different note, I wanted to ask about yourself. You've been obviously in the game for a very long time. What else do you want to achieve in the sport? What else do you want to win? What else do you want to achieve?
Well, I came to Doncaster to get promotion originally, and now I think the goal for us as a club and for me is that a player again is to survive in Championship and not only survive but become to thrive. I've signed a 2-year deal with club, so hopefully at the back end of that my 2 years the club is thriving in Championship and I've left it in a better place than when I first came.
And personally, are you a big sports fan?
Yeah, I would say so. I follow darts really well. Me and my little lad got into darts a lot this time, and he's 10 now. And he's after a dartboard in his bedroom. I just said, no, we can't be decorating your bedroom every 6 months.
Just out of interest, because one of the great things about darts recently is the personalities that are coming through. Every player is sort of different individuality. Do you think we need a bit more of that in rugby league, taking out certain players, building them up in the public spotlight?
Yeah, definitely. And our media man David will be able to tell you we've got some characters in our club. I think there's a lot of editing that goes on with that camera when it comes out. I genuinely think it would be good to get some characters out. And I think Conrad Urrell were doing a really good things around sport, and he were actually really quirky and really funny. So I think every club's got a character. We've got more than one, and I think you could definitely get some good content out of our clubs, and I'm sure every other club would take the same.
Did you watch the World Championships?
The darts, yeah.
You know, Luke Littler at 16, he picked up 200 grand. I was just wondering, if you were 16 and you had 200 grand to spend with, what would that go on?
I don't know. I think I'd be more disappointed about how much tax he paid on it.
Was that 5%?
It was something ridiculous. No, it's fantastic, innit? It got everybody glued, and you only need you need one person, don't you, to change a sport. I think Sam Tompkins did it for rugby league. We genuinely need another Sam Tompkins coming through us, or the promotions, IMG pushing another player to the front and grab people, because it does not take much. Like, look at Luke Littler, everybody watching darts. Apparently the viewing figures were massive, just off one person.
Exactly, spot on. Thank you very much, Sam.
No, cheers.